Hello everyone, my name is Marisa and I'm going to do a tutorial today for the Potomac Bead Company. For today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make my Queen Esther bracelet. A full list of the materials are beneath this video in the Show More section, and if you're needing any of the materials, you can go to PotomacBeads.com or PotomacBeads.eu, and I hope you will join me in making my Queen Esther bracelet. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I got my needles going with thread. 2 needles. So the first thing we're going to do is pick up on one needle, doesn't matter which one, 3 11/0s, letting them drop. Then we're going to pick up on each needle a StormDuo like this, like that on my left hand side, and like this on my right hand side. So this is, well, I'm trying to show you. This is the direction. This is how we're picking them up. Just like that. See? That's how we need to pick them up. So let those drop and hold on to your thread, and then just pull your needles so that you keep everything centered. Now after you do that, pick up your little WibeDuo and go through it like this. No crossing, just one needle in one hole and the other needle in the other hole like that. And pull. And see, this is how you want it to look, like that. And then we're going to pick up our StormDuos again, and they're going to kind of like hug our little WibeDuo like that. So you're going to pick them up to where they look like this. Whoop. Like this. Right now it's very loose. I got a lot of string showing, but that's okay. I'm just wanted to show you the direction your StormDuos need to be with that little WibeDuo in the center, the way it's kind of hugging it. Now from here, pick up on each needle an 11/0, letting them drop. Pick up your mini round, and with one needle going in one hole, the other needle in the other, like this, no crossing. And I'm just holding on to it as I pull my strings because it's still fairly early in my project. I'm gonna just kind of play with it, okay, to where you get it like that. Then on goes 2 11/0s again, one on each needle, let them drop. And then we're ready to do our little unit again with our StormDuos. So like this on this needle, like that. And on my other needle, I'm going to do the same. Letting them drop. Now I'm going to pick up my next WibeDuo. One needle in one hole, right needle on the hole on the right, and make sure that your WibeDuo is facing the right way, because one side of your WibeDuo looks kind of cushiony, puffy, and the other side is flat. Now make sure they're all facing, if you have the cushiony side up, make sure they're all facing up that way. If you want to use the flat side up, make sure that they're all facing that way as well. So your first step, this is how it's going to be, and your piece is going to be kind of wonky, but that is normal. When we're done, we're going to have a really nice piece. So this is our first step, where we're making all of our little units, which consist of our StormDuos with a little WibeDuo in between. in between our little StormDuo like that. And then to connect them, it will always be a 11/0 on each needle with a RounDuo mini after, going in the same direction like that, no crossing. Your 11/0s again after, and we're ready to do our next unit. So go ahead and do the length that you will need. Don't forget to take into account the kind of clasp you're going to use and how much space that's going to take. Your bracelet's not going to shrink on you, so however many you need, however many you think you're going to need, go ahead and use that. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these little units. That will fit me just fine. So I think you will have to do anywhere from 9 to 11 units, 12 depending. I mean, it just all depends on your wrist and on your clasp. I will meet you back after I finish completing all of my units. Okay, so I did all of my units. Now the way I started with my little grouping of 11/0s, you're going to end with your 11/0s. That's how I did mine. If you want to start it and end with the RounDuo, you can. I wasn't crazy about that because I wanted it to just look like this. I didn't want any, RounDuos here at the end. I mean, sometimes I do that, but with this one, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want that look. So now your beads are going to look kind of weird. You cannot pull too hard on your first step. If you do, they're going to look really out of shape. But you also don't want a lot of string exposed. So keep them snug. If you pull a little bit too tight, just run your finger over everything and it'll flatten everything out once again. So once you got this going, we're going to play with our 15/0s and with our little crystals now. And I love crystals, and wherever I can, I like to put, whenever I can, I like to use these cute little crystals that PotomacBeads has. Okay, so coming out of my 3 11/0s on this end, we're going to go into the same hole. This same hole right here of our StormDuo. We're going to, on each side, go through the same hole of your StormDuo, the WibeDuo, out the StormDuo, and the same thing over here. Through the StormDuo, through the WibeDuo, and out the StormDuo. So let's go ahead and do that. And this part is not hard at all. I just have to be a little bit more, well, because I'm on camera. It's always different when you're doing something and you're recording. So out of my little unit. Now this side, the same thing. StormDuo, WibeDuo, and you'll probably just be able to get the first StormDuo and then your WibeDuo, and then go into your StormDuo after. So I don't think you can do all 3 at once. From here goes, and you're again on each side, 15/0, 2x3, and 15/0. Let me make sure I'm using my 2x3s, my 2x3 rondelles. Yes, they are. Okay. And then I got my little beads on. I got one too many. It's the 15/0, the crystal, and the 15/0. And I'm going to skip all these, the 11/0, the RounDuo, and the 11/0 after. And I'm going to go straight into my next unit, through the StormDuo, the WibeDuo, and out of my StormDuo after that WibeDuo. Now for this part, it's better if you do one side and then the other. So coming out of my StormDuo, picking up a 15-0, a crystal, and a 15-0. Remember, do not go into this 11-0, that RounDuo, or the 11-0 after it. Go through your StormDuo and your WibeDuo, and then your StormDuo after it. And we're going to do that again. Again, no crossing on this step, just adding beads. And remember, you want your tension the same, so do one side, then the next side, one side, then the next side, and so forth. I mean, I finished on this side and I already have this side, so I'm just going to stay on this side and do it. So one more time to show you. 15-0, 2x3 Rondelle, 15-0, into the next StormDuo unit, my WibeDuo, and then my StormDuo after. Gonna catch up, and I'm coming out of my StormDuo. Again, it's 15-0, crystal, and 15-0. Going to go into my next little unit here, and it's going to feel really loose. That's normal. So this is what you have, and go ahead and do all the way till you get to the end. Again, pull snug, but not too tight where you misshape your bracelet. If by any chance you do misshape your bracelet, just flatten it. Okay, so I already added all of my crystals, and once again, if this is laying really weird, just do that to it and it'll lay it flat once again. And so this is what you should have. Then you need to be coming out from both sides of this middle 11-0 here at the end, just like this. And we're going to add our clasp. I'm going to use a toggle clasp, so I'm going to attach mine there. Now to do that, I'm going to add 4 15-0s. 3, 4. Then my 11-0. Then I'm going to pick up this part of my toggle. Then I'm going to go back through that 11-0 and hold on here. And then I'm going to go back through this 11-0 here and out of the 11-0 next to it. Whoops, I forgot to add my 4 little 15-0s that go on this side. Sorry about that. So don't do that. So gonna back out of everything, and then I'm going to add, once I come out of that 11-0, I'm going to add 4 15-0s, and then I will go back through this middle 11-0 here and through the 11-0 next to it. And this is what I have. And I kind of, there, had to lay it flat again. Now with this needle, I'm going to do the same thing. Coming out of this middle 11-0, I'm going to go up through everything, through my toggle, through this 11-0, and then I need to catch those 15-0s on the other side. I caught 2. Now I need to get the other 2. Then I will go through this 11-0 here and out of the 11-0 next to it here. And if you want, you can go through your toggle through all those little beads one more time. So now comes the last part, our last pass of our bracelet. And once again, no crossing or anything, just another very, very easy step. So for here, coming out of those and 11 O's, on each needle goes 4 15 O's. And this time I'm using the bronze instead of the champagne. And then I'm going to go down to my StormDuos and I'm going to go through both of them. And I'm going to do this on both sides. Go through both of your StormDuos like that. Okay. Now from here, another 4, get them closer to me, another 4 15 O's go on your needle. And you're going to pick up your little rondelle here. Only the rondelle, nothing else, only the rondelle. Pick up 4 more 15 O's and go through your next StormDuos here. Only your StormDuos. And let's catch up. And once again on this step, we're going to need to do both sides before we move on to our next unit, just to keep the tension right on both sides. So I got my 4 15 O's. I'm going to go through this rondelle. Gonna pick up 4 more 15 O's. And then I'm going to go through my StormDuos here. I don't know how I did that. Got this thread on that side. So this is what we got. So you will just keep doing the same thing. 4 15 O's. Pick up your rondelle. 4 more 15 O's. Go through your next StormDuos. Got done on this side. Now I'm going to do this side. 4 15 O's. 4. This looks like I got one more. Go through my rondelle. And then pick up 4 more 15 O's. And go through my StormDuos. So this is your last step. Another very, very easy step. So you just want to make sure your tension is right on both sides. Okay, so this is our final piece, and you should have something similar to this. This is the one I made with you right now doing this tutorial, and this is the other one I had made. So what I did, after I added the last of my 15 O's, I put the other part of my toggle, and once I did that, I still had a lot of thread left over. So I just went down the center of my bracelet and I reinforced everything from the first step, which was the inner hole of our StormDuo, our WibeDuos, our 11 O's, and our RounDuos. So down the center, and I just met my threads and I tied a knot. And if you want, you can also glue your knot. So this is what you should have. So, or something similar to this, depending on the colors you used. Pretty simple, pretty easy bracelet to make, and it's very pretty. I like it. It's very feminine and dainty, but it's got that sparkle too. So I hope you enjoyed making this, and thank you very much for watching.